Today we are diving into some of the most insane facts about our planet's oceans and beaches that are going to absolutely blow your mind. Let's talk about something absolutely gigantic. When you think of the biggest living thing, what comes to mind? A blue whale? A giant sequoia tree? Wrong. It's the Great Barrier Reef off the coast of Australia. This thing is so colossal, so unimaginably vast that it can be seen from outer space. It's a sprawling, interconnected city of coral polyps stretching for over 2,300 kilometers. This reef system is home to an absolutely staggering amount of biodiversity. We're talking thousands of different species of fish, corals, mollusks, and countless other creatures. The Great Barrier Reef is made up of billions of tiny individual animals called coral polyps. Next time someone asks you what the largest living structure on Earth is, you can confidently say it's the Great Barrier Reef. Picture this. You're walking along a beach at night, it's super dark, and then bam! The waves start glowing an eerie, beautiful blue. This is called bioluminescent beaches, caused by tiny organisms called dinoflagellates. When disturbed, they emit light as a defense mechanism. The more they get agitated, the brighter the glow. Found in places like the Maldives and Puerto Rico, it's a magical, unforgettable experience. Let's talk deep. I'm talking about the Mariana Trench in the Pacific Ocean. This isn't just a deep part of the ocean. It is the deepest part of any ocean on the entire planet. If you took Mount Everest and dropped it into the deepest part of the Mariana Trench, its summit would still be over a mile underwater. The pressure down there is over 1,000 times what we experience at sea level. It's darker than your darkest nightmares, pitch black and freezing cold. Only a handful of people have ever descended to the Challenger Deep, fewer than have walked on the moon. Despite the extreme conditions, life does exist down there. Scientists have discovered bizarre and fascinating creatures adapted to this high-pressure, no-light environment. Exploring the Mariana Trench is about understanding the limits of life on Earth and discovering new species. When you're chilling on the sand, have you ever stopped to think what sand actually is? It's not just tiny rocks. Beach sand is like a historical record, a collection of tiny pieces from all sorts of different sources. In many tropical locations, a large portion of the sand is actually made from the ground-up skeletons of corals and the shells of marine organisms. Parrotfish, for example, munch on coral and then poop out fine grains of sand. Sand can also be made from eroded rocks like quartz and feldspar. That's why you get different colored sands around the world. Each grain tells a tiny part of the Earth's story, a journey from mountain to ocean or from living creature to beach. Sand is way more interesting than you probably ever gave it credit for. Let's talk about something invisible but incredibly powerful: ocean currents. These are like massive rivers flowing within the ocean. They are constantly moving vast amounts of water, heat, and nutrients all around the globe. Think of them as the Earth's circulatory system, keeping everything in balance. Without these currents, our climate would be drastically different. These currents are driven by a combination of factors, including wind, water temperature differences, and salinity. The Gulf Stream, for example, is a powerful warm current in the Atlantic that brings warmer water from the tropics up to the North Atlantic. Ocean currents also play a vital role in transporting nutrients. Deep, cold, nutrient-rich waters are brought to the surface in a process called upwelling. These currents are critical for marine life migration and dispersal. Understanding ocean currents is super important, especially with climate change. Tsunamis when the ocean attacks with unimaginable power. Colossal waves caused by underwater earthquakes displace enormous water volumes, sending waves racing across the ocean. As they enter shallower water, their speed decreases, but their height increases dramatically. The destruction they cause is catastrophic. The 2004 Indian Ocean and 2011 Japan tsunamis are horrifying examples. Let's talk about sea turtles. These guys are ancient mariners, having roamed our oceans for over 100 million years. They've survived mass extinctions and incredible changes to our planet. Female sea turtles will often return to the exact same beach where they were born to lay their own eggs, sometimes traveling thousands of miles across open ocean to get there. Sea turtles play a super important role in marine ecosystems. Green sea turtles graze on seagrass beds, keeping them healthy and productive. Hawksbill turtles feed on sponges, preventing them from overgrowing and smothering coral reefs. Leatherback turtles help control jellyfish populations. Unfortunately, nearly all species of sea turtles are classified as endangered or threatened, largely due to human activities. Learning about their incredible lives is the first step to appreciating why they are so worth saving. We talked about the Great Barrier Reef earlier, but now we need to talk about a serious threat it and other coral reefs around the world are facing: coral bleaching. When corals bleach, they turn ghostly white, and it's a devastating sight. The main culprit is rising ocean temperatures due to global climate change. Corals have a symbiotic relationship with tiny algae called zooxanthellae that live inside their tissues. When the water gets too warm, the corals expel these algae, losing their major food source and color. If the water temperature returns to normal quickly, the corals can sometimes recover, but if the stress persists, the corals will eventually starve and die. Coral reefs support an incredible diversity of marine life. Losing them means losing all these benefits. It's a critical issue, and we need urgent action to protect these vital underwater worlds. Ocean pollution, especially plastic pollution, is a massive growing crisis. Every single year, millions of tons of plastic waste enter our oceans. This plastic comes from all sorts of sources: single-use plastics, fishing gear, microplastics from cosmetics and clothing fibers. Once it's in the ocean, plastic doesn't really biodegrade. It just breaks down into smaller pieces called microplastics. Marine animals are suffering terribly. Whales, seabirds, turtles, and fish can mistake plastic items for food, leading to starvation, choking, or internal injuries. Microplastics are ingested by smaller organisms and move up the food chain. Reducing our reliance on single-use plastics and improving waste management are crucial steps. It's a daunting challenge, but the health of our oceans depends on us tackling this plastic pandemic head-on. The images of animals harmed by plastic are heartbreaking and should be a wake-up call for all of us to act now. Let's venture into one of the most legendary and mysterious places on Earth, the Bermuda Triangle. Countless stories have been told about ships and planes vanishing without a trace in this area. Some of the most famous disappearances include Flight 19 and the USS Cyclops. Reports of compasses spinning wildly and sudden weather changes fuel the mystery. However, many experts argue that the mysteries are exaggerated. This area is heavily trafficked and prone to sudden, violent storms. Statistically, disappearances aren't significantly higher than in other ocean areas. Many disappearances can be attributed to natural hazards and human error. The legend of the Bermuda Triangle endures, a testament to our fascination with the unknown. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe to our channel for more amazing content. See you next time.